Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
How hard is it to select the right hard drive? It's really not hard at all, so long as you adhere to a few tips that I'm about to share with you. Is submitted by Liam. He emailed me the top 5 tips, at least according to him, for buying a hard drive. You can email me your top 5 tips related to tech or not. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. And what's most interesting to me is that Liam is 14. He's also in London. So not only is he, well, let's see here, I'm 30, so he's, well, a little less than half my, and he's also on the other side of the world. Here we go. Number 1, decide on where and when you'll be needing the hard drive. If you've got a laptop, then you'll need a small, compact device that only has one cable and no bulky power supply. That's important. You'll probably need a 2.5-inch drive, also called a notebook hard drive. These tend to be smaller in size, but also smaller in capacity. Desktop hard drives, or 3.5 inches in size, tend to be a lot bigger in capacity, but have a separate power supply, and typically have a noisy fan running in the background. I think the biggest tip in there, he's absolutely right too. If you are planning on having it portable, try to get one without a power supply, in which case you're talking about something that's going to be smaller physically and most likely smaller in capacity. Number 2, check the connections. What has your computer got, on the back or the front spare that the hard drive can plug into? The external hard drive enclosure, that is. USB is the most common, but you need a dedicated port connected straight to the computer, a powered source. They can't really be used in a USB hub, and they tend to be quite slow. From my own experience, FireWire hard drives are the best. I would also agree. They are extremely fast at moving data and are virtually silent. But, well, I wouldn't know about the silence FireWire versus USB. They're a bit more expensive and are a little harder to come by than USB. If you're using the hard drive between several computers, get an Ethernet-based hard drive that can be plugged straight into your router or hub or switch, some type of a NAS device, network storage, network attached storage specifically, but are a lot more expensive. eSATA drives offer the fastest connections but require a special connector that are extremely rare in most shops. My recommendation for you is to find, if you're going to be getting an external hard drive, and this looks like a lot of what he's talked about so far has been dealing with external hard drives, get one that has the most amount of connections on it. I've done a review on my chosen one for an external hard drive enclosure that has eSATA, FireWire 400 and 800, as well as USB 2.0. If I had the choice, eSATA, then it would go FireWire, and then USB at the last, if nothing else. eSATA is going to give you the best performance. And if you need to, you can get an additional card. It doesn't even need a PCI slot. You need a, it does need a slot or an area to actually stick into the back of the computer, but then the connectors, there's no card to attach, but there are connectors that will connect to eSATA connectors inside of your system, so long as your system can handle eSATA, at least on the motherboard. There are ways to get eSATA into your system. Number 3, check the speed. If you're a dedicated game player, use the best games that money can afford, no matter how fast your system is. Unless you've got a fast hard drive, you're toast. Most hard drives, both external and internal, tend to run around 7,200 RPM. Smaller drives will run about 5,400 RPM, as well as drives that are designed to save on power. If you're someone who needs fast connections, go with someone that is something that's above 7,200, if at all possible, 10,000, 15,000 possibly. Of course, the speed of the cable does help, but the faster your hard drive spins, the faster you can get your information to and from. Beware, faster drives run a lot warmer and will probably have a big noisy fan hanging out the back. Be careful, though. Sometimes in benchmarks, 7,200 RPM drives have actually clocked in better than 10,000 RPM drives. So, do your research, and he's getting to that at point number 5. But first, point number 4, backup software. If you're running Mac OS X Leopard, then you've got regular backups. With Time Machine, Windows users, you're going to need to find something else. Check the packaging of the hard drive or its website to see if it comes with a dedicated backup software. Backing up is a must, even for the smallest users, because you never know when your internal hard drive will fail or Windows goes, and dies in front of you. Or OS X, or any operating system for that matter. We've done reviews of backup options that you might have, so you might want to search YouTube for those, or wherever you go to find the videos that we record. I've had really bad experiences with backup software that comes bundled with hard drives. I tend to avoid the hard drives, external at least, that come bundled with that kind of stuff, because they tend to just be unusable in my opinion. Absolutely unusable software. You're better off doing your own research and kind of coming up with your own solution for backup. Number 5, read reviews. Whenever buying anything more than a few bucks, check the web and several different websites for reviews and ratings of the product. Check to see what people say about the noise of the fan, the speed of the machine, and what it's like in general. Chances are you'll find a good deal, especially in January sales, but there's normally a reason for a hard drive to be priced lower than all of those around it. True enough, it's a very competitive industry. If you find something that's priced way high, it could be a reason why, or way low could be a reason why. Do competitive analysis. I don't know if I could sit here and tell you the difference between one brand or another, or one particular drive or another. That's really for you to research. I can try to point you to resources that'll help you. Of course, sharing these types of tip lists with you, I'm sure, will help as well. Of course, I think I just said I'm sure twice, which means I'm doubly sure that I'm giving you good information. Liam, thank you so much. Age 14 from London. Yeah, you've got a brilliant career ahead of you if you stick in hardware or anywhere in technology. Thank you so much. I wish I was as smart as you when I was 14. Unfortunately, I didn't have the internet, and yeah. What I was doing at age 14, I worked for this really bad amusement park in Iowa, and calling it an amusement park is a bit of a stretch. Adventureland is what it was called, and I used to be a games person. So I stood in the duck pond, and I took your money, threw it in a slot, and I got paid $2.50 an hour. My email address is chris@pirillo.com if you'd like to share your 14-year-old nightmare stories. Maybe you are 14 years old. What have I done with my life? Well, you can find out what I've done with my life and what I'm doing with my life, because I'm streaming live video out every single day. It's what I'm doing right now. This whole chat, the reason why they're responding to the things I'm saying is because they're interacting live. Even with my wacky hand gestures and everything. I've always had the hand gestures because I'm Italian. It's like genetic. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. Who knows? Maybe you can tell me. I don't know. But you're welcome to swing by. We're typically talking tech, hardware, software, games, optimization, shopping tips. You name it, we're talking about it. Never know what's going to happen. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.